The first is Adcock Ingram, the second largest drug manufacturer in this country. It's also got an interesting asset where it manufactures in-hospital stuff like blood bags in its Sabax division. But remember, it had that big scrap fight, drag him down and beat him up with a Chilean company that wanted to buy them, and then Bidvest got involved. Bidvest won, and it ended up with around 35% of the shares. Market cap, though, has hovered because the share price hasn't done all that well. They've been in rebuild mode, but somehow or another, it doesn't seem to have ignited the kind of enthusiasm one might have expected. 6.8 billion rands worth of market cap, price to earnings ratio of 24.36, dividend yield of 2.08%. So Byron, after Brian Joffe got involved, everybody said, hallelujah, he's going to buy it out, the whole thing, at a massive premium, so this is a no-brainer, we've got to buy them. But, you know, they sent in management. That changed recently. Kevin Wakeford has been pulled out. But nothing. I mean, Bidvest not increasing its stake. The business appears to be getting back to good health, and they've taken out a lot of costs. But
I think Bidvest are still interested in buying the rest of the business. The PIC weren't so happy on selling their big stake, so that was a bit of a block there.
yeah.
When you read their latest financial results, you can see a lot of write-downs, closing factories, restructuring. So they obviously, when they bought the business, I don't think they realized how in trouble it actually was.
Yep.
And now they're just doing a kind of turnaround story, and they probably won't be too upset that the share price is still sitting so low.
Yeah.
And I do think there will be a takeover bid at some point. And I always think it's beneficial to have a solid, shareholder in the background like that.
Well, look, they're playing it very quietly. Let's look at the share chart, because you'll see that notwithstanding the turnaround in earnings, it just looks like it's sort of going nowhere. That period where it gets up to 66 and beyond is when the fight was happening around control. They eventually won, and then, you know, since then it's gone sideways and down.
But they're sitting in the same sweet spot as everyone else, and they've got some solid brands.
Comprel, Myprodol,
Panado,
Panado.
BioPlus.
I mean, these some of the biggest selling over-the-counter stuff in the South African
and they've got
market.
some good prescription drugs, some good generics. That hospital business you talk about, which is actually, I think, brings about 20% of their revenues. So they've got a nice mix. Not much exposure elsewhere. They had a bit of a disaster in India, come back. So it's still a very South African story, and I guess that also, you know, in the current conditions is hampering their share price slightly. But I do think we're going to see more from this business with Bidvest at the back there.
Bidvest is more in distribution. So there's a business in here, I forget what its name is, UPD, I think, which does chronic care drug distribution and also supplies all the pharmacies. So that's possible that Bidvest could take that
kind of
and then do a trade-related sale of the business to someone else in the same industry or something. I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, hot or not?
I don't know. I feel like it's quite speculative, but I'm going to go with Brian Joffe here and give him a hot.
Yeah, okay, good. We'll give it the thumbs up, but be aware
it
that
does
it
have
could be
that
a
sort
long
of
wait.
flaw of the share price in terms of the possible Bidvest takeover.
But it could be a long wait. Okay.